Okay. Well, Khabib, let's ask how you feel about this. I mean, you're here at a press conference by yourself. Give me an idea what the emotion is like for you having to be here by yourself and no Conor.
Hey, I don't need to wait for nobody. This is 3 p.m. Fans is here, media is here, everybody is here. Done a little bit late, it's okay. But 3 p.m. I beginning. If you guys have questions, let's go.
Well, Khabib, of course, this is a huge opportunity for you. Massive fight, biggest fight of all time in UFC history. Let me ask you, what do you think this does for your career and what comes next? What do you see? You know, we saw Conor get 2 belts. We've seen people go weight classes. What do you do after the biggest fight in UFC history?
Honestly, I don't know, because I'm not underestimate this guy, you know. I'm preparing, my weight is good. Tonight I have to make weight, and it's like after tomorrow, I'm focused on after tomorrow. After, we will see. We're gonna talk after this fight.
Thanks, Khabib. And Dana, if I could just quickly for you, I mean, what's your emotion right now? The biggest star in the sport, all these people wanting to see Conor, and he's not here. I mean, what's your take on that?
Listen, man, I'm excited. I can't wait for the weigh-ins. I can't wait for the fight. And Conor's in a car right now. He's on his way here, so he'll be here in a few minutes. But yeah, I'm excited. So far, so good. Everything's been perfect, and I'm ready for the fight, man.
And Dana, just lastly for you, I mean, between the main and the co-main, huge fights at lightweight, right? I mean, the future of the division looks exciting, but we still got that Dustin and Nate fight out there that we're wondering what's up with that, because that would seem to factor into a future title shot as well. Can you give us any updates? Is that fight happening? Is it a main event?
We're still working on New York, and yeah, but as far as I know right now, that fight's happening. Yes.
Could that be a main event? I saw you on Instagram telling
Not the main event.
Okay, thanks.
Khabib, Conor always tries different things to get inside your head. Are you surprised that he's not here, or were you expecting something like this?
If you talk about he go inside my head, we're gonna see Saturday night. We're gonna see this.
Are you surprised that he's not here, or were you expecting this?
No, I don't think about him. You know, I have a schedule. 3 p.m. Press conference has to begin because I have schedule. I have to make weight. I have to worry about myself. Why I have to think about him? He come or not? If somebody late, this is not my problem.
Brooklyn happened 6 months ago, almost exactly 6 months ago. Are you still angry about what happened then?
Little bit. If I say no, this is not true. Little bit, of course, I'm angry, a little bit emotional, but my job, when I go to the cage, I have to control my emotional, I have to stay relaxed, but keep going and mold this guy.
Does the anger help you?
Sometimes this happens. Sometimes this helps you, sometimes it's not. But most important, stay relaxed when you go to the cage. This is most important.
Хабиб, салам алейкум. Скажи, пожалуйста, после боя, если Конор протянет тебе руку, ты пожмешь ее?
Нет.
Khabib, down here to your left. Back in New York a few weeks ago, Conor said a few things about your teammates, your family, your fellow countrymen. Is Conor safe going to Russia these days?
Sorry, bro. Sorry. One more again. Sorry about it.
Go ahead.
Conor said a lot of things about your fellow countrymen and your family. Is he safe going to Russia these days?
He can say whatever he wants. When alcoholic, someone drunk guy talk, nobody cares about him. We just leave him alone, ignore him, and when we go to the cage, we will see who's gonna talk.
Just lastly, the weight cut. We know it's always difficult. How much have you got left to cut tonight, and how much are you weighing right now?
Hey, weight cut is always is hard. Always is hard. Thursday, this is my weight cut day, and you know that's why I don't wanna wait for someone 30 minutes, 40 minutes. That's why 3 p.m. press conference. After press conference, I have to go home and focus on my weight cut.
Khabib, question for you. Win or lose, will you shake Conor's hand after the fight? Win or lose, will you shake Conor's hand after the fight?
I'm gonna shake his hand?
After the fight, win or lose, will you?
No way. No way.
Why not?
Because
Khabib, over here, I know you're on a strict schedule. How much time are you going to wait for Conor to get here? Do you have to leave after a certain period of time?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
We will see. Maybe 2 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. I'm gonna let you know, guys, before I leave.
Tony Ferguson was at the media day today and he brought his belt. He believes he's the real champion. What's your response to that?
Hey, you have to believe. You have to believe. When you fight like this high-level fight, you know, you have to believe you're the champ. Nobody can beat you. It's okay. I'm okay about this. But I'm not okay about when Dana say, where's Conor belts? I'm not okay about this because Dana already know where's Conor belts. Max Holloway and Khabib Nurmagomedov. He have to know, but, you know, he bring with him belts, like, believe himself. It's okay. I'm okay about this. But tell this guy, hey, he lose his belts. He lose his mind. 2 years he didn't fight in UFC.
Last question. I know there's some rumors around a 165 belt being introduced one day. Would you be interested in fighting for a 165-pound title?
That's absolutely not.
I like this weight. I like this weight. Why not 165, 175, or 170? Like, I think in future UFC gonna do these weights. Like right now, I don't know, and I don't think about these weights too, you know, because after tomorrow I have biggest fight in UFC history, and I'm more focused on this fight.
Khabib, when you sit down and visualize Saturday night, what do you envision happening in the octagon?
How I see fight is going? I think like beginning of the first round, I have to be careful with him because he have good timing, good boxing, you know. But my wrestling and my pressure, he have to kill me for stopping, you know. Inshallah, I'm gonna stop this guy, I'm gonna finish this guy, this is my plan.
Khabib, over here, Khabib, to your right, Dana. Given what's happened in the build-up to this, and in New York, and the way you've been with each other, the discussion of Islam, the whiskey last week, has this become bigger than just a fight in a steel cage on a Saturday night?
Honestly, this is, for me, this is more than defend my title. For me, it's more than fight for the title, more than main event. You know, for me, it's personal. Honestly, for me, it's personal. And of course, this is biggest fight in UFC history, and we're gonna break this record. Numbers already talk about this, and you know, for me, it's personal.
Finally, do you believe that the way Conor McGregor behaves, not turning up on time, disrespects you as the champion and the sport?
I don't care about this. I don't care about this. You know, most important, this is believe myself. This is most important. I don't care about someone believe me or not. You know, this is, I don't care.
Khabib, you said before that you're gonna give him 25 minutes in jail inside the octagon. Do you still feel the same way? Is the fight going to decision?
Maybe decision. Maybe I'm gonna finish him, you know. But all the time when he tired, he give up. This is all the time. Like before fights, he talk like, I'm ready for this, I'm ready for this. When he fight with Diaz, when he fight with Mayweather, like, but when he tired, he give up all the time.
Khabib, over here to your left. How do you think your level of hunger in this fight compares to Conor's?
Say that again, honey. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
How Do you think your level of hunger compares to Conor's?
Sorry about this because like I don't hear. Of course I believe myself, of course. How I come here if I don't believe myself? I am UFC champion, undefeated, undisputed. If you don't believe yourself, how you can take this, you know? And I believe God first, and after I believe myself, you know? You know why I'm here? Because God helped me. That's why I'm here.
Do you think you want this more than Conor does now that Conor has money and fame? Who's hungrier?
We'll see. Saturday night, I'm gonna show this. Saturday night, all question is gonna be answered Saturday night. Please wait 2 more days.
And Dana, for you, you had expressed in the past concern that McGregor may not be hungry because he made all that money and has all that fame. Now that this fight has been made, what do you think about his hunger?
That McGregor might what?
You didn't know if he would take another fight because he made a ton of money and already accomplished what he had wanted. What do you think about his level of hunger now?
Yeah, no, basically what I said is when a guy makes $100 million, you don't know if he's ever going to fight again. You know, Conor made a lot of money and he went and I'm sure he had a lot of fun and did what he wanted to do. And, you know, no matter how much money you make, you can only sit home for so long and you start to go crazy. And this, you can tell this guy is passionate about fighting. He loves it. He loves breaking records and he obviously loves making money. So he's back.
Just quickly, Khabib, what do you think of the crowd here? Because they've been very loud leading into this fight. Does it affect you at all, dealing with the boos? How's it affected you mentally?
Hey.
And are you surprised there's no more Russian fans here?
Hey, I love these fans, you know, because without this fan, this event is not happen, you know. And thank you so much, guys. They come here, buy tickets, airplane. They come, you know, like without fans is nothing happen. Thank you so much. And these guys give me motivation, you know. It's okay. They have to support this guy. I'm okay about this. Thank you, guys. Hey, guys, 15 minutes. 15 minutes, I'm here. This guy didn't come. This is big disrespect. And thank you so much. Tomorrow, 9 a.m., I'm gonna show you my weight. And see you tomorrow, guys. Have a good night.
All right. This is awkward.
Dana, we got a question for you.
All right.
In the center and the back, straight ahead.
Hey, what's up, Kev?
Can you give an update? You said yesterday the pay-per-view was tracking. Can you give us any updates? Has it changed since yesterday?
It's crazy. The tracking, all the numbers are tracking higher than Mayweather McGregor, and you know this fight is a global fight. The whole world literally will be watching this fight. So I don't know, man. It's huge. It's massive. I obviously don't want to come out and say we're going to do Mayweather McGregor numbers, but we could possibly do Mayweather McGregor numbers.
Dana, how does this Khabib leaving, us not getting, you know, a stare down today, how does this affect the final days building up to this fight?
It doesn't. You know, obviously this wasn't the plan today, and you know this is, you know, this shit happens. So.
Does it bum you out that Conor didn't show up on time, or are you upset Khabib left now?
They'll both be at the weigh-ins tomorrow on time, and we'll get the stare down tomorrow when it matters, when the fight's actually gonna. To be honest with you, I prefer that anyway. Tomorrow, we saw the stare down in New York. I want to see the stare down tomorrow. That's the one I'm interested in.
And just going back to what you said earlier about 165, why are you so adamantly against adding a 165?
It's never been talked about. It's fake news. So
just the concept of it. Why do you not like it?
I don't like anything about it. It depletes the 55-pound division, and all the guys that can't win titles at 55 or 70 are going to run to 65 and try to win a title.
Dana, the press conference is always a good way to I guess people to satiate their appetite for a fight like this. Are you disappointed with how things have turned out here?
Listen, this shit happens. Like I said, we had a press conference in New York. This one was, you know, not what we planned, not how we planned it to go down. But at the end of the day, you know, like I always say about McGregor, with the mental warfare games that go on and all the things that are said, there's a counter to it right there. I'm here on time. I spoke to the media. I'm out of here. So I'm not going to play your game and wait for you. And you know, this is all part of the shit that goes on leading up to the fight.
Well, this is a contractual obligation for Conor to be here. We've seen what happened in the past with Diaz not showing up to a conference. Are there any consequences for anything of this nature?
Is what? Consequences?
Dana, Jim Grieshaber, cage side seat. You said from the beginning when you guys came in that this is a global sport. You can go anywhere in the world and people love to watch two guys fight. Is this literally what you had in mind? A guy from Ireland and a guy from Dagestan, the biggest fight in UFC history. I mean, this is what you planned for all along and what you said was coming. How does it feel now that you're here with a fight like this?
Yeah, I've talked to many people about that this week. You know, as you continue to grow the sport and you know, go into all these different countries and find new talent, and as technology continues to get better with OTT, and literally the world can tune in and watch a fight together. So yeah, we're there. This is just the beginning of getting to that place that I used to talk about.
And you're a big boxing guy. Do you think now Conor is the biggest sell in combat sports? Is he the biggest star with this fight coming in, coming back, and what he did against Mayweather? Mayweather had a couple fights around 500,000 buys, and then he fights Pacquiao and Conor. But is it safe to say Conor's the biggest star in the world in combat sports now?
100%. And if you look at what he's done, you think about this. When you talk about Floyd Mayweather's numbers, Floyd Mayweather's been fighting for 20 years. Conor McGregor has not been around for 20 years, and he's been pulling big numbers, you know, pretty much right after he got in here. So the answer to that is absolutely. Absolutely.
Dana, I want to ask you if you have any updates about John Jones, any opponents in mind, anything you can tell us, and also what do you think about the USADA deal that he's done?
John Jones isn't in shape yet. John Jones hasn't trained, hasn't got ready, so he's got to get into camp before we can even think about when he's going to fight. I'd like to see him fight at the end of the year or the beginning of next year, but we'll see. And what was the last question you asked me?
What do you think about the USADA deal that he had, the whole, I guess, snitching thing?
What do I think about the USADA thing?
USADA, the USADA deal that he, I guess, they made a deal. USADA made a deal with him, right? That if he tells information.
Sorry, sir, I don't understand one word you're saying right now. USADA is the only thing I understood out of that.
So he made a deal with him, right? They call it like he's supposed to be snitching, giving information about other fighters.
You talking about John Jones?
Yes.
Yeah. And what happened with John Jones?
And USADA, like.
Yeah. You'd have to ask Jeff Nowitzki about that. I don't know enough about it to honestly give you an educated answer on that.
Sorry, apologize for my Israeli
I don't give a shit about drug testing anymore. I'm out of that business. USADA does it.
All right.
That was the biggest nightmare of my life.
Hey Dana.
Yep.
Obi, your other side.
Hey.
I know you were on an Instagram chat, and you'd mentioned that Nate Diaz, like you would talk to Nate Diaz about that Madison Square Garden headlining event. Is there any update on that?
That I said I would talk to him about it?
Well, you said
no, somebody asked me on there, that fight should be 5 rounds.
Okay.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yes. Is there any
I said
update
deal. We can make it 5 rounds.
Do they agree to that, though?
No,
Will they do it?
Dude, that's the last thing I'm thinking about right now. I'm not even.
I know.
I'm so not there right now. I'm here.
All right.
So Dana, I wanted to ask Khabib this before he left, but do you have any insight into why his father was denied a visa again?
Did I have any insight into what?
Any inside information about why his father was denied a visa again?
Why? Who's Khabib?
Khabib's father.
His father didn't get a visa? No. I didn't even know.
And also, just curious, because Conor is habitually late, how much logistically goes into giving leeway for venue rentals and things like that, just to make sure the UFC doesn't get dinged too hard on fines?
What's the question?
How much leeway do you plan for, logistically speaking, for Conor to be late?
Listen, when I got here at 2:57. They said Conor was in the car and was on his way here. So they said, just hang, Conor's in the car on his way here. He said, I'm not waiting. I'm doing the press conference. I'm a professional and I was here at 3.
Dana, I mean, you're taking the situation in stride pretty well, right?
I don't give a shit right now. Listen, he just said what he had to say. He's going to show up here in a minute and he'll answer everybody's questions and do whatever. And you know what I mean? Then tomorrow we're going to have these two face off at the weigh-ins. They're going to weigh in, they're going to face off, and on Saturday they're going to fight. We're here, man. This is all I care about is the weigh-ins and the fight. Listen, I know that this fight's so big that everybody had a lot of questions and everybody wants to, you know, he answered his questions, he's going to come answer his, and then tomorrow is one of my favorite days leading up to the fight, and then Saturday, I can't wait till these two walk out of the tunnel.
But you know the world wanted to see them face off today, man. Everybody wanted to see that.
You're going to see them face off tomorrow when it really counts, when we both know that they both made weight. You know what I mean? They're both mentally wherever they are after these weight cuts and going into Saturday. You cannot deny that the weigh-ins on Friday are the best day other than the fight when they square off. And that's what I'm looking forward to. We did this thing. They're going to answer some questions, whatever people have, and, you know.
Dana, over here to your left.
Yep.
Right here. Is today the biggest day of your professional career?
Yeah, it's definitely one of them. I mean, when you talk about my professional career, there's been a lot of big days. Signing a deal with ESPN was a very big day in my career. Signing the deal we did with Fox and many other days. But when you talk about fights and the magnitude of a fight and you know, the amount of people that are interested in a fight, definitely.
As a fight fan yourself, could you maybe rank the hype of this fight compared to maybe other boxing fights in the history or MMA fights? Well,
if you look at the history of big fights in boxing or any other sport, to get over 2 million pay-per-view buys is almost impossible. You look at some of the biggest ones, Mayweather and De La Hoya and Mayweather Canelo, Tyson and I don't even think Tyson and Lennox Lewis broke 2 million. Didn't, right? Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson didn't break 2 million pay-per-view buys. So it's big, it's very hard to do, and this thing is trending to smash 2 million. So I would say the hype of this fight is like nothing I've ever seen before.
Dana, over here.
Yes.
To your left, standing up. So everyone's excited about this fight, but we've seen people not make weight. We've seen late injuries. How hard is it to come up with that backup plan? And you have a great co-main event. How do you choose which fighter gets thrust into the main event if one fighter has to pull out?
Well, then you have to look at, did both those guys make weight? You know, there's a lot of different factors. But right now, Tony Ferguson is the guy, without a doubt. If anything should happen, obviously Tony Ferguson would be next in line.
And if you have to go through that again, we haven't seen Conor miss a fight. But you can't seem to book Khabib versus Tony to save your life, right? That fight never happens.
Right.
If you get Khabib versus Tony, would you still be satisfied with that as a title main event?
Listen, that's not what I want, obviously. You know, this fight has to happen. We'll see what happens. Dude, the way you're thinking, that shit isn't even in my head right now. I don't even want to think like that.
I was going to ask earlier, Dana.
Go ahead. Get your last question in, because I'm done after this.
Have you had a chance to talk to Tony Ferguson at all this week?
I did.
He's had an interesting demeanor, a little bit angry maybe. Are you guys on good terms?
Tony's always angry, so that's the way he likes it, I think. So, yeah, I'm totally cool with Tony, and yeah.
And if he wins, you'd assume that maybe he's next in line, regardless of you know, the Nate and Dustin fight that everybody's looking at.
We'll see how it plays out, but yeah.
All right, thanks for your time, Dana.
Thank
I guess the Taurus is coming on stage.
What's up, kid?
What's up, Ireland? The Irish are back in town. I fucking love it. The traffic is heavy out there, you know yourself.
Well, Conor, we appreciate you coming. Can you give us an idea? What was going on this afternoon with your late arrival? And was this a conscious decision? Maybe a little bit of a mind game, maybe a little psychology?
He knew what he fucking signed up for. I've been later than this. The traffic is a little heavy. There must be a McGregor fight going on. I don't know where the little fool is. He's better off running anyway. You know yourself, I bet you he was saying a load of shit up here. He didn't say anything the last time, so, I mean, whatever. It is what it is. Fuck it. These things happen.
Are you disappointed at all, Conor? Because I know the face-off, we were all looking forward to it today, and maybe that'd be an opportunity for you to kind of get in his head a little bit. I mean, you're disappointed that you don't get to stare him down today?
Yeah, I mean, I did not plan this. I tried to get here. You know yourself, I'm only a couple of minutes late, for fuck's sake. The mad backwards cunt, he should have just stayed put. But whatever, that's a sign. He doesn't want to be around me. He doesn't want to be around these people. He is petrified. And that's it. He said nothing in New York, and I guarantee he was saying shit while I wasn't here. So that's the truth of it. So, hey, it is what it is. Fuck it. I've given you enough bleeding face-offs and all this shit over my years. So look, I'm here to fight this man Saturday night. He has to make weight, make sure he goes and gets that fucking weight off him. That's more important for me. I want him making weight. I want him to show up on Saturday night because he has pulled out fights very last minute, been rushed to hospital and all this other bollocks. So get that man into that sauna and cook him like a little chicken jaw rat that he is.
Conor, you've accomplished a lot of incredible things in your career already, but can you kind of...
Who's on the proper whiskey? Yeah, man! Get him! Only another couple of hours and I'll be on it with you.
Can you talk about where this would rank? I mean, stepping away for 2 years from the sport, coming back, facing the undefeated, unbeatable Russian champion, the toughest stylistic matchup for you. Where would this rank in terms of your career accomplishments?
It's another day, setting the bar high and knocking it out of the park. I plan on knocking that man's nose straight into the nosebleeds. That's what's going to happen on Saturday night.
And last thing for me, Conor, I mean, as we break down this fight, we see the two opportunities that he may have as grappling and cardio. How much of those two factors factor into your camp? We know you like to break things down and be scientific about it, so how much were those the focus of your camp?
I've been grappling and wrestling much heavier men this whole camp. 200 pounders, even only yesterday, 200 pounders, 25 minutes straight. You know, I have cut no corners here. I am ready for all outcomes. I feel once I hit him, he's going to turn weak. I expect panic in him early, but we are prepared for every outcome. I also don't give a bollocks. I've experienced it all. I've got fucking tired in there. I've been on my back in there. I've been in every scenario you can be in under the brightest lights in the entire world. I am a veteran, so I'm going to go out here and do what I am here for, to enjoy it. I am here to enjoy this because this is what I love. I'm going to come out fast from the bell, pressure him, and look, like I said, send that man's nose into the nosebleeds.
Conor down to your left. Conor down to your left.
You'll never beat the fucking Irish. You will never beat the Irish. Well, Las Vegas, the Irish are back in town. We fucking love it.
Conor, you're just saying it's yourself there. The fans weren't there in New York. They're here today. Is this the way it always should have been?
This is what I campaigned for in New York as well. I almost wasn't going to show up to the New York press conference. It's great to see the fans here. Now they're going to keep coming and coming and coming. And it's going to be a great fight week. So we're very, very excited. I'm filled with energy seeing my people come here and support me. And I look forward to going and making every single one of you proud on Saturday night. Thank you so much, truly, from the bottom of my heart. It's good to be back.
Khabib's carrying his belt around. Tony Ferguson's carrying a belt around. Where are your belts?
I was in a hurry. I tried to get going. They're in my gaff. They're in my bedroom at the minute. But I actually forgot them as I came out, but there's a bloke gone back to get them. But because I was late and because that little backwards cunt sprinted off the stage, I was like, fuck it, I'll just come on the damn stage. Let them carry their fake belts, let them do this and do that. It's all good to me. I'm here. I know who the king is, and I'm going to show it on Saturday night.
Just lastly, you mentioned it a minute ago about him making weight. Part of him leaving earlier was because he says he wants to get on schedule to go and make the weight tomorrow. If he doesn't, do we still have a fight?
You know, with me, there's always a fight going on somewhere. We don't give a bollocks about the weight or any of that. But he must make that weight for the championship weight. But if he doesn't, we'll figure it out when we get to it. But I'm fighting, know that.
Conor, to your right here. Yesterday at the open workouts, Khabib had a few things to say about the Irish language and about your family. And obviously now you don't get the chance to reply to him directly. But what do you have to say to those comments that he made?
Yeah, you should never take information from an informant. You should keep distance from the informant at all times. And that's putting it for the media. That's the friendly way of putting it. His manager is a fucking snitch, terrorist, rat. And that's it. I could go into heavy detail, and I will. And I will go into heavy detail. He was pulled off of a flight going from Cairo, Egypt to New York City on September 11, 2001. He was caught with 5 passports in his possession. He turned informant and turned on the people that he was working with. He is I don't even know how that man is in this fucking country. We're all facing, I'm sure everyone here, the Irish people, are facing all this immigration stuff on the way over. My own people are facing, my family, it's getting stopped at the airport and this and that. And then you've got this man with such a crazy background, Ali Abdelaziz, and he's rocking around free. It begs belief, to be honest, but hey, don't ever take information from an informant, and that's what that man is doing. He's a rat bastard, and I'm gonna get him on Saturday night.
The fact that he responded to the Irish fans is something he's never done before. Do you think the presence of all these Irish fans here has kind of gotten to him mentally?
Fuck him and his mentality. I don't give a fuck about him. My heart is black towards this man, towards his team, towards his people. I could truly see the inside of that man's head and smile. I don't give a fuck about him or his people. Like I said, there is way deeper shit than just a fight on Saturday night. So it is what it is. I'm here. I'm going to settle this the noble way for myself and then see what happens after that.
Conor, right here. Conor, they said you couldn't get in Aldo's head. They said you couldn't get in Eddie Alvarez's head. Do you think that you're in Khabib's head right now? He's obviously not here for the press conference. Where are you at with that?
Where's he at? He sprinted out here. I mean, it's clear as day. But again, I don't really care about his mentality or what he's thinking. I do not give a fuck. I am ruthless here. I am coming to put a hole in this man's skull, dent my knuckle into his orbital bone, and that's what I'm going to do.
You said this is a very personal fight. You have been very gracious before in wins and also in defeats. Do you see yourself being able to kind of squash the beef after fighting with him? Will you extend your hand after the fight on Saturday night?
Fuck peace. There will never be peace here. I always say you should aim for peace. But if you can't aim for peace, aim between the eyes. And that's it. I'm going to aim right between that man's eyes. And this is never over. Never, ever, ever over.
Mr. McGregor, how are you? Israeli television, nice to meet you. Let's talk about whiskey for 1 second. The crowd seems to be very pleased about that. But your whiskey hasn't been announced in Israel. It hasn't arrived yet. And I wonder if it's good, because in some places I've read in the Business Insider it's terrible.
Mate. Have a drink of it now and tell me what you think. There's always going to be begrudgers and people that are hating and this and that. It comes with the territory when you're at the top of the game. Trust me, it is the tastiest Irish whiskey there is on the planet. I fucking love it. And I don't give a bollocks what anyone says. I'm not even trying to sell it. Just have a sip of it. Just take a bottle with you and enjoy yourself. Now, not you, the smell of you. Keep him out here. Bringing up negative shit. You ask my bollocks, mate. This is for the Irish people. Here, when I count to 3, I want everyone in this building to scream at the top of their lungs, fuck the Jameson brothers. 1, 2, 3, fuck the Jameson brothers. Yes, coming for it all, mate.
Conor, with the whiskey, it seems like it's selling out in a lot of different places, especially here in Las Vegas. Have you been getting any numbers back on how well it's been doing?
It's exceeded expectations. It's actually blown the like I'm involved with a couple of people that are involved in the liquor business their entire life, and they've never seen anything like this. And I've just got to thank my fans and my people who are supporting me, the love that they've shown me for this whiskey and myself. I'm actually blown away. It has skyrocketed. We're trying to meet the demand now, so we're in a stage where we're trying to get the more glass created and keep the whiskey flowing. So bear with us, but it's out of the park. I tell you what, though, it's flowing in Las Vegas for this fight week. Know that. We got that sorted.
You talk about approaching these fights like they're wars. At the last press conference, you had so much information about Khabib that a lot of people, I guess, unless they're really entrenched in the sport, don't really know about. Is that part of the art of war to you, is learning as much information about your opponent as possible?
I just observe. I know every shot everyone throws. I know every move everyone makes. That's it. I just keep my eyes on the game that I run. That's it. I overlook my empire with a hawk eye. So that's it.
And after the open workout yesterday, Khabib started to talk about stuff from your past. What do you think that means, that he went and looked up information about you?
Here we go. Me belts are on my time. A little late. Running a little late. Thanks, Jay. Good man. Go, sorry, what you say?
That's all right. So what do you think it means that he went and started looking up information
He's
about you
listening
as
to
a
that
response?
informant. That's it. I don't care what he's saying, whatever. It's all good to me, mate. It's closing in on fight time. You just cook yourself in that fucking sauna, you smelly Dagestani rat, and be there on Friday at that weigh-in, and be there on Saturday at that fucking fight. That's it. Say what you want, though. You don't give a bollocks. You haven't got the balls enough to stay here for a couple of minutes extra. He got out here, he spotted his chance and went running, and that's it. Like in the fight, I believe he'll spot an exit and he'll try and take it, but I won't let it happen.
Conor, over here to your left. Dana was worried for a while that you wouldn't come back, you'd made too much money. You mentioned falling out of love with the game. Are you here to stay? The place is buzzing to have you back. Are you all in?
Yes, that's why I'm here. The fans, the love, the energy, and you know, you can't beat that. Truly, you can't beat that. It's as addictive as this tasty proper 12 whiskey. But you know what's also good about, what's also a good thing about money, what's also better than money? More fucking money. So that's it. There's a lot more coming in, and the fights, I just love to be here and do what I'm doing, and I'm just going to keep doing it, and that's it. I'm only 30 years of age, just gone. So I'm very, very young in the game. Although I've been around and I'm experienced, I'm only a young fighter compared to the rest in the game. So I'm here for another good while yet.
Conor, you said this is never going to be over with Khabib. Do you see yourself maybe fighting him more than once, or if you get the devastating knockout you say you're going to get, is this the end of it in terms of in the cage?
Let's see what happens. I don't know. Let's see. I'd like to fight Ali. I'd like to fight that rap acid. I'd like to fight him somewhere. What's he at? Mountain out of him, non-stop. I hear he's had a few fights. I may want to fight. I may want to spark Khabib and headline that Madison Square Garden card next. When is that? November what?
3rd.
November what? 3rd. So that's less than a month away from this one. I may want to do that one. That's what I'm thinking of, to be honest. So we'll see what happens.
Habib said Ali would choke you out. What do you think about that?
Lovely. Get the fight promo started. A snitch versus an Irish proper animal. So let's go.
Conor, right here, cage side seat. I want to ask you about your legacy. We already talked to Dana. He said he thinks you're the biggest star in combat sports in the world right now. And that's hard to argue with the numbers that you're generating and the fans that are here from all over the world. Where does your legacy go from here when it's already so big, everything that's already happened in your career?
Just keep doing my thing. Keep showing up, looking for a knock and giving. At the end of the day, when I sign up, you're going to get a fight. That's known for a fact. I come out fast, I come out aggressive, and it's a damn fight. There's no holding, there's none of this stalling. It's a straight knock. So that's it. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. My legacy is set in stone. 2-weight world champion, the first, the only. Everything is, I just keep on going, see what happens.
What would you describe your level of hunger to be now that you don't have to worry about money, you have your hands in a lot of different projects, and might Khabib be hungrier than you?
No, no, I'm starving. I am starving for this man's head. I am gonna eat him alive in here, and I don't give a bollocks. So there's no way this man's hungrier than me. There's nobody that's hungrier than me in this game. I don't stop. I'm too on it. I'm 24/7 on this game, so that's it.
Conor. Go ahead. Who's next?
Conor.
Go ahead. Who's next?
Here, Conor. Here.
Yes, I see you.
Go ahead.
Conor, back in the day, you used to say that you want to come to Las Vegas maybe a month before or 40 days before to get used to the climate and to get away with the jet lag. How come you haven't done this this time out?
It's hard to leave Ireland when you're in it. It's a damn good place to be. The air, the people, everything. It's my home, it's where I'm from, so I spent a lot more time in Ireland this time. But I've also done the rounds in Las Vegas. I've been here for many, many months on end. So I'm experienced with the Las Vegas climate also, so I said I'll stay in my beautiful home of Ireland and then come out a little bit later, and that's what we've done. I feel great. I'm energized. I'm a day from the weigh-ins. I have lots of energy, so I'm very, very happy with it. We've done it perfectly.
A couple of weeks ago, you looked Khabib into the eye, and you're going to do that again tomorrow. What will you try? What did you see back then, and what do you think you will see tomorrow?
I saw a man that does not want to be here, to be honest. And like you saw there, he got out there quick style. So that's what I saw. But hey, you can't run now. Now it's in front of you. So I'm excited about that.
Jose Aldo was also a fighter that hadn't lost in a very long time, like Khabib has. And he came out very, very aggressively in the first round. Do you think we will see something similar with Khabib?
He's afraid of a clatter, make no mistake. He does not like to be hit. He has novice reactions. He's a flincher, we call them in the novice ranks. That's what he is. So he's also easily backed up. So I'm very prepared and very aware of what to expect in here. And it ain't nothing that phases me.
Conor, how are you doing?
What's up, mate?
How are things?
Very good, how are you?
I'm very good, thanks. You've got more money than you'll ever need to spend. You've done it. You're in it for the love of it, Conor.
Yes.
Look at all the fans you have here.
Thank you.
When
Thank you.
we all, the Irish members of the media, want to see you fight in Dublin again. When's that going to happen?
That's what I said the other day. It's like, I said, where is the Dublin fight? Man, I know there's situations with the Crow Park stadiums. I know we want to do big. But I mean, I tell you what, I'd fight in the ringside. I'd fight in the ringside on South Circular Road where I made my boxing debut, or my MMA debut also I made in the ringside club next to the National Stadium. And if it's a pub and it fits about 50 people, but I'd fucking fight in it. And that's, I mean, you gotta ask these guys here. You gotta ask Dana and these guys, because I certainly must fight in Ireland before I call it a day.
Where there's a will, there's a way, Conor. You've got the will.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that, and you're dead right. You're dead right.
Hey Conor, you spoke recently about how the sport needs more weight classes. You sort of compared it to boxing. Somebody in your position, a push from you would sort of mean a lot in that sense. The UFC doesn't seem too keen on 165, but with guys like Nate Diaz, Dustin Poirier pushing for that, how necessary do you think 165 is for the UFC?
I think it would benefit. We'd have more champions. I think with an overlook we could help athletes in their weight cut situation. I don't think it's the be all end all. I think when people are campaigning for these weight classes and campaigning for anything in general with the UFC or with anything, they usually use a more of a complaining tactic, or like they don't do this, what, and it's like a whining tactic. I think you need to sit down and discuss all aspects of it and what the pros and what the cons are, and then figure it out. I personally believe it would benefit for having more belts on the line, potential dual weight, treble weight champions, etc., etc. It would make more for the more juicy pay-per-views. I feel I feel we could sit down and figure it out, and we could get to a solution. I am for it though. 155, 165, 175, 185, 195, 205, and then we'll see where we're at.
Not to look too far in the future, but would you potentially see your near future at 165 if that was a possibility to potentially claim another belt?
I mean, have you followed my career, mate? I could go 185. I don't give a bollocks about it. If there's a fight there that interests me, I'll take it. So I would like the 165-pound belt, I think, but I'd also like the 170-pound belt. So I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I think the game is going through a stage where we're looking to make it better for the athletes who are competing and the struggles of the weight class, and then also the more belts we carry. But I understand, like, the way boxing has gone and things like that, there's like hesitation to it. But again, I think if we sit down, if we map out the pros and cons, I think we can come to a correct solution that benefits everyone.
I'm going to take one more question. Who's got it? Go ahead.
Conor, Dana said in New York that he feels like your mental warfare game has actually surpassed even Muhammad Ali. Just curious about your thoughts about that comment.
Thank you so much, Dana. I appreciate you, the kind words. I also have nothing but good things to say about you. You're an OG of the fight game. The work you've put in over the years to get this sport to each pinnacle. Honestly, like, you don't get enough credit that you truly deserve. Even this new ESPN deal that we got, like when Lorenzo bowed out, and I was like, wow, I wasn't unsure what would happen. And then with the ESPN deal done, I was like, you're a true pioneer and an OG of the fight game, and it's an honor to be up here doing business with you. I know we've had our ups and downs and our wild relationship, but it's an honor, brother, all right? Thank you so much. So thank you for them kind words about Muhammad Ali, and always, you tell the truth. No matter what, you tell the truth. Like me also. So he's saying about Muhammad Ali and the mental warfare, I respect that and appreciate that, but Muhammad Ali is a special, special individual. I am not even close to that man's greatness. The things he done throughout his career, he is a special individual, and to be even have my name next to that man is truly a truly proud moment for me. So thank you all, but I cannot compare myself to that great man.
And just last thing, Conor, if this fight were to do 2 million pay-per-view buys, how much money could you stand to make if it did 2 million?
A nice yield.
It's going to be over 2 million.
Yeah, we're estimating around 3 to 3.5 million. I'd say I'll close in around the $50 million mark. So for a mixed martial artist to make $50 million in a mixed martial arts bout, it's quite breathtaking. I've got to thank my management stable, Paradigm Sports Management. I've got to thank Dana White. I've got to thank Lorenzo Fertitta and Frank, who schooled me in the game. The new owners, what's the name? WME, IMG. Those guys as well. I haven't really met them that much, but they've been good to me so far. So Ari and those guys, life is good. I mean, to think where we have come from. When I fought, like I said, when I fought Nate Diaz, he was on the first time he was on 20,000 to show and 20,000 to win. The game has gone to so many new heights so quickly, and we're all just trying to keep up and catch up. And it's a great time to be involved in the sport from myself, for the fighters, for the promoters, for the managers, for the media in attendance, for the fans, for everyone. Times are good, so let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy these momentous occasions.
All right, go ahead. I'm going to let you, you wanted to ask a question, right? Go ahead, buddy.
Team Z Sports, how long until you're a billionaire, Conor? Congrats on the whiskey.
Thank you so much. I'd say about, I'm 30 years of age. I'd say by 35, I'll be a billionaire.
35?
Yes, 35.
Good luck.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Thank you guys all for coming. Conor will do some photo ops right here in front of the podium.